I'm pregnant with Alexander's child, Rebecca Sinclair hissed, her voice slicing through the hushed air of the bridal suite in Manhattan's Grand Cathedral. Elena Thompson froze, her wedding gown pooling around her like spilled milk, the veil clutched in her fists. Rebecca's eyes, sharp as shattered glass, locked onto Elena's, daring her to shatter first. And here's proof he's no saint for you. She thrust her phone forward, the screen igniting with a grainy video from Alexander's college days. His younger self, drunk and sneering at a frat party, spitting words like, "Those people don't belong in our world," his laughter echoing with crude jokes about skin color and worth. Elena's stomach twisted, bile rising as the words hammered her chest, each syllable a punch recalling every microaggression she'd endured in medical school, every sidelong glance in boardrooms. Rebecca leaned in closer, her breath hot against Elena's ear. "He never changed, Elena. Marrying you? It's a pity. Or worse, a PR stunt for his tech empire." Elena's hands trembled, the bouquet slipping from her grasp, petals scattering like broken promises. She opened her mouth to protest, but Rebecca cut her off sharply. "Don't deny it. I saw you two. His wandering eyes, his late nights. This baby, it's his legacy, not yours." The room spun, the mirrors reflecting Elena's darkening face, her dark skin flushing with rage and humiliation. How could her best friend, the one who'd stood by her through residency, horrors, and family losses, wield this blade now? Rebecca's smile curled, predatory, as she pocketed the phone. "Face it, girl, you're out of his league, always were." Elena's mind raced back to the roots of their friendship, late-night study sessions at Harvard, where Rebecca had envied Elena's scholarships and her breakthroughs in cardiology. But now this betrayal stung deeper than any scalpel. "Why now?" Elena managed, her voice cracking like ice under pressure. Rebecca shrugged, her designer bridesmaid dress rustling. "Because you deserve the truth before you tie yourself to a racist fraud." The word racist landed like a slap, echoing Elena's deepest fears. Alexander's polished Silicon Valley facade, hiding old prejudices. She'd ignored the whispers from his elite circle, the awkward silences at dinners. But this video, it clawed at her soul, resurrecting memories of her Chicago upbringing, where her father's warnings about white billionaires rang true. Guests murmured outside the door, the organ music swelling for the ceremony. Elena's heart pounded, visions of walking down the aisle now poisoned. Rebecca pressed on, her words relentless. "He confessed to me last week. Said you're just arm candy to diversify his boardroom image." Lies or not, the doubt seeded fast, blooming into fury. Elena's fists clenched, nails digging into palms until blood welled. She shoved Rebecca back, the force surprising them both. "Get out," Elena snarled, her tone low and lethal. But Rebecca stood firm, blocking the door. "Or what? Run. That's what you do best. Escape the truth." The confrontation escalated, Rebecca grabbing Elena's arm, nails biting skin. "Look at the video again. Hear him mock people like you." Elena wrenched free, replaying the clip in her mind. Alexander's slurred slurs, the crowd's cheers. Her resolve cracked, tears burning but unshed. This wasn't just personal. It struck at her identity, her career as a Harlem cardiologist, saving lives in overlooked communities. Marrying Alexander had felt like a victory, bridging worlds. Now it crumbled. Rebecca's final thrust: cancel this farce, or live the lie. Elena's breath hitched, the weight crushing her. She bolted for the side exit, gown tearing on the frame, leaving Rebecca's triumphant glare behind. The cathedral doors loomed, but freedom called louder than vows. As Elena burst into the New York streets, horns blaring and pedestrians staring, the scandal ignited. Paparazzi swarmed, flashes blinding. Back inside, Alexander waited at the altar, confusion etching his face as whispers spread. Rebecca slipped into the pews, her secret satisfaction hidden. The dominoes had fallen, Elena's world shattered, Alexander's reputation teetering, all from one venomous reveal. But in the chaos, a faint doubt lingered in Rebecca's pocket, the phone's hidden files, whispering of deeper deceptions yet to unfold. Elena's boots slammed against the cathedral steps, each thud echoing her heartbeat's frantic rhythm. She didn't scream, didn't collapse into sobs. Her spine straightened like steel forged in fire, jaw locked against the storm raging inside. The New York wind whipped her veil free, sending it tumbling into traffic like a discarded dream. Paparazzi lenses zeroed in, shouts piercing the air. "Elena, why run? Is it true?" She shoved through the crowd, elbows sharp, ignoring the flashes that burned her retinas. Back inside, Rebecca's smirk faded as the organ faltered, guests rising in confusion. Alexander gripped the altar rail, his face paling, whispering to his best man, "Where is she?" Elena hailed a cab with a raised hand, voice steady despite the quake in her chest. "Harlem Hospital now." The driver nodded, tires screeching as they peeled away. In the rear view, she caught her reflection. Eyes fierce, makeup streaked but unbroken. No tears fell. Instead, fury coiled tight, fueling her escape. Memories assaulted her. Alexander's gentle touch during their first date in Central Park. His promises of a shared future, bridging divides. Now poisoned by that video, his slurred hatred replaying in her mind like a looped nightmare. Those people, he'd sneered. People like her. Brilliant, black, unbreakable. She clenched her fists, knuckles whitening, nails carving crescents into skin. The cab jolted through traffic, horns blaring accusations. Elena's phone buzzed, Alexander's name flashing. She silenced it, fingers trembling but resolute. "Not now," she muttered, the words a vow to herself. Rebecca's betrayal cut deepest, a knife twisted by years of supposed sisterhood. They'd shared everything. Elena pulling Rebecca through design school failures. Rebecca feigning support during Elena's grueling residencies. But envy had festered, Rebecca's career stalling while Elena soared. Top cardiologist, saving hearts in underserved clinics. This strike at the altar, calculated cruelty, exploiting Elena's vulnerabilities, her history of doubt and cross-racial love. Arriving at the hospital, Elena burst through the ER doors, gown trailing like a ghost. Nurses stared, patients whispered. She ignored them, storming to her locker, ripping off the dress in a frenzy of fabric tears. Scrubs on, stethoscope around her neck. She transformed back into Dr. Thompson, the healer who mended what others broke. A colleague approached, brow furrowed. "Elena, the wedding?" She cut him off, voice iron. "Over, hand me the charts." She dove into work, checking vitals on a young boy with arrhythmia, her hands steady as she adjusted his IV. The boy's mother gripped her arm. "You're a lifesaver, Doc." Elena nodded, the words anchoring her against the abyss. But inside, the wound festered. She replayed Rebecca's hiss. Pity marriage. Alexander's video slurs echoed, stirring old scars. Her father's arrest for looking suspicious. Her mother's endless shifts as a nurse facing bigotry. Elena had risen above it, earning Harvard on merit, building a life of impact. Marrying Alexander felt like defiance, proof that love conquered bias. Now, shattered illusion. She paused in the hallway, leaning against the wall, breath ragged. No collapse. Instead, she straightened, eyes hardening. "Truth will hunt you down, Rebecca," she whispered to the empty air, the words a curse laced with prophecy. "And it won't forgive." Word spread fast. Media vans outside the hospital, reporters shouting questions. Did Harrington cheat? Racist past exposed? Elena slipped out the back, hailing another ride to her apartment in Harlem. Locking the door, she sank against it, finally allowing a single, silent shudder. No wails, just resolve sharpening like a blade. Alexander's calls piled up, voicemails pleading ignorance. She deleted them unread, heart armored. The city lights flickered through her window, a reminder of battles won. This betrayal? Another fight. But as she paced, a nagging pull tugged. Rebecca's phone, that fleeting glimpse of hidden files during the confrontation. Something off, a glitch in the video's playback she hadn't clocked in the heat. Doubt seeded, tiny but insistent. Alexander, back at the cathedral, shoved through the chaos, demanding answers from Rebecca. "What did you say to her?" Rebecca feigned shock, tears welling. "Just the truth she needed." He grabbed her arm, eyes narrowing. "You're lying." She yanked free, slipping away into the crowd. Alexander's phone rang. His brother Marcus. "Alex, what the hell happened?" But Alexander hung up, storming out to chase Elena's trail. The night deepened, shadows lengthening over secrets yet to crack. In Elena's quiet apartment, she stared at her reflection, whispering her mantra. "I survive, I thrive." The words hung heavy, a silent thunder promising reckoning. Alexander's fist slammed the cathedral door, wood splintering under the force as he charged into the night. Rain slicked the Manhattan streets, but he didn't feel the chill. Rage boiled through him, veins pulsing like live wires. "Elena!" he bellowed, voice raw, echoing off skyscrapers. Guests spilled out behind, murmurs turning to shouts, phones raised for viral footage. Rebecca lingered at the threshold, her expression a mask of feigned concern, but Alexander spun on her, eyes blazing. "What poison did you spit?" He grabbed her wrist, twisting just enough to make her wince. "Tell me now." Rebecca yanked free, rubbing her skin, her tone ice cold. "Truth hurts, Alex. That video? Your words, your hate." He froze, the accusation hitting like a gut punch. The video, she'd shown Elena that? His mind reeled back to college haze, frat parties, booze-fueled stupidity, words he'd buried deep after years of reform. But deep fake? No time to question. He shoved his phone at her. "Play it. Here." Rebecca hesitated, then tapped the screen. The clip rolled, his younger face slurring slurs about inferior bloodlines, laughter roaring. Alexander's stomach churned, bile surging. He'd said dumb things back then, sure. But this? The phrasing felt off, exaggerated, like a caricature scripted for destruction. A glitch flickered mid-playback, a pixelated stutter on his lips, audio dipping unnaturally. Alexander's eyes narrowed, doubt cracking through the fury. "That's not right," he growled, snatching the phone. He replayed, frame by frame, spotting the anomaly. Shadows misaligned, a digital artifact screaming forgery. Hosiery began gnawing. Had Rebecca tampered? Why? He pocketed the device, turning away. "You're hiding something." Rebecca's laugh sliced sharply. "Paranoid much? Face it, you drove her away." But Alexander bolted, hailing a cab. "Harlem! Fast!" Tires screeched, rain hammering the roof as he scrolled contacts, dialing Marcus. "Bro, disaster. Elena's gone." Rebecca showed her some video. "My past, twisted." Marcus's voice crackled through. "Slow down, what video?" Alexander described it, the slurs, the glitch. Marcus paused, then, "Send it. Sounds like deep-fake crap. I'll check." Alexander forwarded the file, fist clenching the seat. Regret flooded in waves. Why hadn't he confessed his youthful idiocy sooner? Elena deserved that honesty, especially after her stories of bias in medicine, her fights for equality. He'd changed. Donations to civil rights, diverse hires at Harrington Tech. But one lie from Rebecca, and it all crumbled. The cab swerved through traffic, lights blurring. Alexander's phone buzzed. A text from an unknown. "Watch your back. She's not done." He deleted it, paranoia spiking. Arriving at Elena's apartment building, he pounded the buzzer. No answer. He paced the stoop, rain soaking his tux, mind racing. That USB, during the confrontation, something had fallen from Rebecca's clutch. A small drive he'd scooped up absent-mindedly. He pulled it from his pocket now, thumbing it. Plugging into his phone via adapter, files popped. Encrypted folders labeled Victor Plan. Audio snippets whispering, "Stocks crash after scandal." Victor Lang, his rival at Silicon Valley, the shark circling Harrington Tech for years. A connection? Alexander's breath caught, hosiery deepening. This wasn't just personal sabotage. Threads of a bigger web tugged. He hammered the door again. "Elena, let me explain." Silence answered. But inside, Elena heard her body tensing against the wall. She didn't move, resolve hardening. Alexander slumped against the railing, water dripping from his hair, regret carving lines on his face. He'd failed her, trusted Rebecca too long, ignored the envy simmering in their circle. A siren wailed distance, mirroring his inner scream. He dialed again. Voicemail. "Elena, that video's fake. I swear. Give me a chance." But doubt lingered in his own words. Had he truly erased his past or just hidden it? Rebecca, back at her hotel, paced her suite, nails biting, palms. The USB, gone? She rifled her bag, panic rising. If Alexander found it, she texted Victor, "Complication, handle it." His reply flashed, "On it, keep silent." She poured whiskey, hands shaking, the burn steadying her nerves. Ganti had driven her this far. Elena's perfect life, Alexander's wealth she'd craved. But cracks showed, the plan teetering. Alexander rose, determination igniting. He wouldn't stop. Cab hailed again. Destination, Marcus's D.C. office. Red-eye flight booked. The rain eased, but the storm inside brewed fiercer. As the city lights receded, a faint clue glowed. The USB's mysteries promising unraveling. Elena, alone in her apartment, stared at the ceiling, the same doubt flickering, something off in Rebecca's eyes. The night stretched, secrets coiling tighter, ready to snap into the chase ahead. "You're a fool if you think she'll forgive your white knight act," the cab driver snarled, glancing at Alexander through the rear view, his knuckles white on the wheel as they barreled toward LaGuardia Airport. Alexander's head snapped up, eyes narrowing to slits. "What did you say?" The driver, a grizzled black man in his 50s, locked eyes in the mirror. "Saw the news flash. Billionaire dumps black bride at altar. Your type always does. Hide the hate till it bites." Alexander's fist clenched the armrest, wood creaking under pressure. "You don't know me." The driver cut him off sharply. "Know enough. Videos everywhere. Your college slurs. Those people? That's her, idiot." Alexander lunged forward, seatbelt snapping taut. "It's fake. Shut your mouth." But the words stung, igniting fresh guilt. His past idiocies amplified, now weaponized. The cab swerved, horn blaring as another car cut in. Alexander slammed back, breath heaving, mind flashing to Elena's face in that gown, trust shattered by Rebecca's venom. He dialed her again, voicemail. "Elena, please. That video's rigged. I need to explain." Silence mocked him. He scrolled news alerts. Harrington scandal. Racist roots exposed. Comments flooded. Accusations of tokenism. Calls for boycotts on Harrington Tech. His empire teetered, but that paled against losing her. At the airport, he bolted from the cab, shoving bills without a word, the driver's parting glare burning his back. Security lines snaked, whispers rising as faces recognized him. A woman ahead spun, finger jabbing. "You disgust me. Marrying her for diversity points?" Alexander's jaw tightened, teeth grinding. "Mind your business." She pressed on. "No, you made it public. Apologize or rot." He shoved past, heart pounding, regret coiling like a snake. Boarding the red-eye to Chicago, Elena's hometown roots, he slumped in first class, laptop open, dissecting the video frame by frame. Pixels warped unnaturally around his mouth, audio sync off by milliseconds. Deep fake. Rebecca's handiwork? Why? He texted Marcus. "Landing soon. Bring forensics." Marcus replied instantly. "Got the file. Anomalies everywhere. Hang tight." But tight felt impossible. Guilt clawed deeper. Elena had shared her scars, med school taunts, patients doubting her expertise because of her skin. He'd sworn to shield her, yet here he was, the wound's source. Turbulence jolted the plane, mirroring his turmoil. He punched the armrest, drawing stares. A flight attendant approached. "Sir, everything okay?" He waved her off. "Fine." Lies. Nothing fine since Rebecca's altar bomb. Landing in O'Hare at dawn, Alexander rented a car, tires screeching toward Elena's old neighborhood, South Side streets where she'd risen from poverty. He parked at her childhood home, now a community center she'd funded. Knocking, an elderly woman, her aunt, opened, eyes hardening. "You, the one who broke her." Alexander's throat tightened. "Please, I need to find her. It's a setup." She slammed the door halfway. "Setup? That video says otherwise. Inferior? That's what you think of us." He blocked the door with his foot. "I was young, stupid, changed. Rebecca lied." The aunt shoved back. "Lied or exposed? Elena's too good for your world." Words sliced, but he pressed. Tell me where she is. She relented slightly. Back in Harlem, burying herself in work. Like always. He nodded thanks, bolting away, her curse trailing. Don't drag her down more. Speeding to the airport again, flight to New York booked mid-drive. Phone buzzed, board member call. Alex, stocks are dipping. Address this now. He hung up, focusing the laser on Elena. In the terminal, a TV blared CNN. Harrington's bride flees amid racism claims. Pundits dissected. Interracial marriage facade crumbles. Alexander's fist balled, nails drawing blood. He boarded, mind-racing strategies. Public statement, proof of deepfake. But first, her. Landing at JFK, he raced to Harlem Hospital, bursting through ER doors. Nurses froze, recognizing the face from tabloids. Where's Dr. Thompson? A burly security guard blocked him. Out, and you? Trouble. Alexander shoved forward. I love her. Let me through. The guard's hand clamped his shoulder. Love? After that video? Get lost. Struggle ensued, Alexander wrenching free, but the guard tackled him to the floor. Call cops! Pinned, Alexander gasped. It's fake. Check it. Colleagues gathered, murmurs hostile. One nurse, Elena's friend, stepped in. Wait, Elena mentioned doubt. The guard eased off. Alexander rose, dusting himself. Please, tell her I'm here. The nurse hesitated, then nodded. She's in surgery. Wait outside. Hours dragged, Alexander pacing the lot, phone glued to hand. Marcus called, in D.C., but sent a guy, tech expert, videos altered, pro job. Relief surged, but incomplete. Elena emerged finally, scrubs bloodied, face etched with exhaustion. She spotted him, eyes flashing fury. You! He approached, hands up. Elena, listen. She cut him off. No, leave. But he grabbed her arm gently. Rebecca forged it. Proof coming. She yanked free, voice breaking steel. Proof? Your words hurt real. He persisted. I was wrong back then. But now? You changed me. Tears glistened in her eyes, unshed. Too late. She stormed to her car, but paused, glancing back. Doubt flickering. Alexander followed at a distance, determination hardening. He checked into a nearby hotel, plotting next moves. Confront Rebecca in L.A.? No, Elena first. He dialed her again, voicemail filling with pleas. Sleep evaded, guilt replaying the altar scene. Morning broke, him at her door again, knocking relentlessly. No answer. He slid a note under. Meet me. Truth awaits. But silence. Frustration peaked, and he punched the wall, knuckles splitting. Then a lead. Her colleague texted, she's heading to the clinic in Brooklyn. He raced there, intercepting her in the parking lot. Elena! She whirled. Stalking now? He blocked her path. Desperate. That USB from Rebecca. Clues to more. Her eyes narrowed. USB? Curiosity sparked, but she shoved past. Not my problem. Yet the seed planted, her steps faltering. The chase intensified. Alexander shadowing her, sending flowers with apologies, and facing rebuffs from friends. One evening, at a Harlem diner where she grabbed coffee, he cornered her booth. 5 minutes, she glared. 1. He spilled. Past regrets, therapy for biases, actions proving change, scholarships for black med students. Her facade cracked slightly. Words. Show me. He nodded. I will. But she rose, leaving him with the bill and a glimmer of hope. Back in his car, phone pinged. Marcus. Deepfake confirmed, but links to Victor Lang. Alexander's grip tightened, bigger than betrayal. He revved the engine, heading to Elena's once more. Resolve unbreakable. As night fell, he stood vigil outside her building, the USB burning in his pocket, whispers of conspiracy urging him onward. Elena, inside, fingered her phone, almost dialing, curiosity warring with pain. The hunt pressed on, truths inching closer. Code blue, get out of my way, Elena barked, shoving past a cluster of interns in the Harlem hospital corridor, her scrubs smeared with sweat and urgency. The alarm blared, hearts racing in sync with the beeps from the cardiac monitor. She burst into the room, defibrillator, paddles in hand, eyes locking on the patient. A 60-year-old black man convulsing on the bed, his wife clutching his hand, face twisted in terror. "Clear!" Elena commanded, voice slicing like a scalpel. The shock jolted through him, body arching, then flattening. Monitors spiked, rhythm restored. She exhaled sharply, wiping her brow with her sleeve. "He's back. Push epi." Nurses scrambled, injecting the dose, while Elena checked vitals, fingers pressing his pulse point firm. The wife grabbed her arm. "Thank you, doctor. He's all I got." Elena nodded curtly, masking the exhaustion. "He'll fight, like you." She stepped out, peeling off gloves with a snap, tossing them into the bin. No time for breaks. Another shift. Another life on the line. Her mind flashed to Alexander's note under her door, his desperate pleas echoing. "Bastard," she muttered, fist clenching. But work drowned it. Here, she ruled, mending what betrayal couldn't touch. Rounding the corner, she spotted a young resident fumbling with charts. "You! Focus! That mistake cost lives." The resident flinched. "Sorry, Dr. Thompson. The news about your wedding—" Elena cut him off, glaring lethally. "Irrelevant. Save the gossip for tabloids." She snatched the chart, scanning it rapidly. Hypertension case, echoes of her rising pressure. She stormed to the patient's room. A middle-aged woman wheezing, oxygen mask fogged. "Breathe deep," Elena ordered, adjusting the flow, her touch steady despite the inner quake. The woman's eyes met hers, grateful. "You're that doctor on TV, the runaway bride." Elena's jaw tightened, teeth grinding. "Focus on you, not me." But the words stung, reminders of Rebecca's knife twist, Alexander's slurs replaying. She pushed it down, auscultating the lungs, diagnosing fluid buildup. "Pneumonia. Antibiotics now." Orders barked, team moving like clockwork. Elena thrived here, Harlem's heartbeat, where she patched communities ignored by elite hospitals. Her phone vibrated. Alexander again. She smashed ignore, screen cracking slightly under thumb pressure. "Not today." A colleague approached, tray in hand. "Eat, Elena. You've been on your feet for 12 hours. She waved it off. Later. Trauma incoming. Sirens wailed outside. Paramedics wheeling in a gunshot victim. Blood pooling. Elena dove in, compressing the wound, barking for a blood transfusion. "Type O, stat!" Hands bloodied, she stemmed the flow, stabilizing him for surgery. Breather came in the locker room, mirror reflecting her haggard face. Dark circles under her eyes, but fire unquenched. She splashed water, cold, shocking scents back. Memories assaulted. Childhood in Chicago's rough blocks. Father preaching resilience against the system. She clawed to Harvard, top of the class despite taunts. Alexander? He'd seemed different, funding her clinic expansions, whispering equality vows. Now exposed as a fraud. Or was he? That glitch in the video nagged, Rebecca's smug eyes hinting at deeper rot. Elena punched the locker, metal denting. "Focus." She suited up again, heading to pediatrics. Kids from broken homes, hearts failing young. A 10-year-old girl smiles weakly. "Dr. T, you okay? Saw you on the news?" Elena forced a grin. "Tougher than that. How's your ticker?" She listened to the murmur, prescribing meds, hugging the girl briefly. "You'll beat this." Strength shared, her own bolstered. Night deepened, Elena in the break room, charting under harsh fluorescence. A nurse slipped in. "That billionaire's outside again. Persistent." Elena's head snapped up. "Tell him to leave." But curiosity bit. His mentions of USB, proofs. She rose, peeking through the lens. Alexander paced the lot, rain-soaked, determination etched. She turned away, heart twisting. No weakness. Back to work. An elderly patient coding. "Paddles," shock delivered, life snatched back. The daughter wept in thanks. "You're a hero, Doc." Elena shrugged. "Just doing my job." But inside, heroism warred with hurt, saving others while her world fractured. She texted a friend, "Need backup. He's relentless." Reply instantly, "Stand strong. You deserve better." Shift ended at midnight, Elena exiting the rear door, avoiding the front where Alexander lurked. Cab hailed, she slumped in the seat. Replaying the day. Lives saved, biases faced. A patient earlier had whispered, "Don't let them break you," like they tried with me. Echoes of her fight. Homebound, she unlocked her apartment, collapsing on the couch, phone lighting up with missed calls. One voicemail played accidentally. Alexander's voice broken. "Elena, I found more. Rebecca's tied to Victor. It's bigger." She paused it, finger hovering over delete. Doubt crept. Strong, but cracking. She rose, brewing coffee strong, staring at the wall. Work tomorrow. More hearts to mend. But his words lingered, pulling her toward confrontation. In the clinic the next day, Elena led a community seminar, educating on heart health, faces rapt. "Know your risks, fight back." Applause thundered, pride swelling. An attendee gripped her hand. "Your inspiration. Despite that mess." Elena squeezed back. "Mess won't define me." But it gnawed. Post-seminar, she visited a recovering patient, adjusting drips, sharing laughs, strength renewed. Yet evening brought Alexander's shadow note in the mailbox. "Meet for truth." She crumpled it, but pocketed it. Resolve wavered. Phone buzzed. Marcus, Alexander's brother. "Elena, it's me. We need to talk. Proof in hand." She hesitated, then answered. "Fine, but quick." His voice steady. "Deepfake confirmed. And that USB? Links to sabotage." Curiosity ignited, pulling her into the fray. Elena's world pulsed with purpose, saving souls in overlooked corners, her armor against personal ruin. But threads tugged, Alexander's pursuit chipping at walls. She paced her living room, a decision forming. Work anchored her, but justice called louder. As dawn broke, she grabbed her coat, heading out, not to hide, but to face. The hospital lights faded behind, a beacon of her unyielding strength, now aimed at unraveling the lies ahead. "You're wasting my time with wit savior or excuses," Elena snapped, slamming her coffee cup on the Harlem diner table, steam rising like her fury as Marcus Harrington slid into the booth across from her. His eyes, steady and unyielding, met hers without flinching. "Not excuses, facts." Alexander hovered at the door, but Elena shot him a glare that pinned him in place. "You stay out." Marcus raised a hand, cutting off Alexander's protest. "Let me handle this." Elena's fingers drummed the table, nails tappy rhythmically, them like a countdown. 5 minutes, clock's ticking. Marcus leaned forward, pulling out his tablet, screen glowing with forensic breakdowns. "That video, deepfake. Here's the proof. Pixel manipulation. Audio overlays from old clips twisted." Elena snatched the device, scrolling rapidly, her breath catching at the evidence. Timestamps mismatched, shadows fabricated. "Rebecca did this?" Marcus nodded sharply. "Her fingerprints are all over. Hired a pro, but sloppy enough to trace." Elena's jaw clenched, teeth grinding as betrayal surged anew. Rebecca, her supposed sister, wielding tech like a weapon against her heart. "Why? We were friends." Marcus's voice dropped low. "Envy, your success, Alexander's love. She craved it all." Alexander edged closer. "Elena, She cut him off, hand slashing air. "Quiet. This isn't absolution." The diner buzzed around them, waitresses hollering orders, clatter of plates. But Elena's world narrowed to the screen, doubt crumbling under data. Marcus pressed on. "I've fought cases like this, civil rights setups to smear reputations. Your pain? Real. But his past? He owned it. Changed." Elena's eyes flicked to Alexander, his face etched with raw plea. "Changed." Those slurs cut deep. Alexander knelt beside the booth, voice cracking. "I was blind, arrogant, but you opened my eyes. Your strength, your fights in the ER. I funded those clinics because of you." Elena shoved the tablet back. "Words, prove it," Marcus interjected. "He has. Look at the donations logs. Millions to Black health initiatives. Post-video scandal." Elena's fists balled under the table, knuckles whitening as emotions warred. Rage at betrayal, flicker of hope at proof. "Rebecca showed me that clip to break us. Pregnant? With his child?" Marcus's laugh barked short. "Lie. No records, no tests. She's barren from her own admissions years back. Elena's breath hitched, the web unraveling. Alexander reached for her hand. I never touched her. Swear. She yanked away, but softer now, resolve cracking. Then why the USB? You mentioned clues. Marcus pulled it from his pocket, the same one Alexander had pocketed at the cathedral. This, encrypted files, audio of Rebecca plotting with Victor Lang. He plugged it in, speakers crackling to life. Rebecca's voice hissed whispers. Victor's in. Crashed the stocks after the wedding bomb. We split the empire. Victor's growl followed. Deep fake seals it. Harrington falls. Elena's eyes widened, fury igniting fresh. Sabotage? For money? Marcus nodded. Bigger than personal? Corporate takedown. Rebecca's design firm? Failing. She latched on to Victor's grudge. Alexander's face hardened. My Riva wants Tech Harrington gutted. Elena rose halfway. We exposed them. But pain lingered, her voice trembling. You still hurt me. That video, even faked, it dredged your real past. Alexander stood, blocking her exit gently. I know. Therapy. Apologies. I've done it. Public statement tomorrow. Owning every mistake. Marcus backed him. He's my brother. I've seen the shift. Fighting alongside me in D.C., courts against bias. Elena sank back, tears burning unshed, chest heaving. Conditional. Prove this plot, then maybe. Marcus grinned faintly. Deal. But first, this audio, new detail, mentions a meeting in L.A. tomorrow. Elena's mind raced, surgeon's precision kicking in. We go. Trap them. Alexander's eyes lit. Together? She hesitated, then nodded curtly. For justice, not you. The trio huddled, plans forming rapidly. Flights booked, evidence duplicated. Elena's phone buzzed. Hospital page. Emergency, I go. She stood, brushing past Alexander, his touch grazing her arm electric. Wait! She spun. No more waiting. Actions now. Marcus clapped Alexander's shoulder. She's thawing. Outside, Elena hailed a cab, heart pounding with mixed fire, forgiveness edging in, but guarded. Alexander watched her go, determination stealing. We fix this. Marcus pocketed the USB. And uncover more. That audio hints at old crimes. Victor's fraud buried. As the cab pulled away, Elena replayed the revelations. Damage lingering, but bridges mended, you're tentative. She texted a colleague, cover my shift tomorrow, personal. Resolve hardened, victim no more, avenger rising. Alexander and Marcus headed to his office, dissecting files deeper. A hidden folder cracked open, emails linking Rebecca to deepfake hackers. Bingo, Marcus growled. Alexander punched the air. For Elena. The night thickened with promise, conspiracies peeling layer by layer, pulling them toward the larger storm brewing in Silicon Valley shadows. Your little diversity hire won't save your sinking ship, Harrington, Victor Lang snarled, his voice booming across the Silicon Valley boardroom, fingers jabbing the air like daggers as he towered over Alexander at the shareholder meeting. Alexander's chair scraped back, him rising fast, eyes locking with Victor's cold stare. Watch your mouth, Lang. Elena's no hire. She's my partner. Victor's laugh barked harshly, cutting him off. Partner or shield? That wedding flop exposed you. Racist roots rotting your core? Shareholders shifted, murmurs rippling, phones lighting with fresh alerts. Alexander's fist clenched, knuckles popping white. Lies forged. You're behind it? Victor leaned in, breath hot. Behind? I profit from your fall. Stocks plummet. I buy low. Elena's hand gripped Alexander's arm from beside him, her nails digging slightly, steadying him as fury surged through her veins. They'd flown to L.A. overnight, Marcus trailing with evidence, crashing this emergency meeting uninvited. Victor's eyes flicked to her, sneer curling. Ah, the runaway bride. Back for scraps? Black excellence can't polish his tarnish. Elena's jaw locked, teeth grinding as the slur hit. Dazam fam her identity, her worth. Scraps? I'm here to bury you. Victor cut her sharply. Bury? You're outclassed, Doctor. Stick to fixing hearts, not empires. He shoved a tablet forward, screen flashing, plummeting charts. See? Scandal tanks Harrington Tech. My offer stands. Sell or crumble. Alexander shoved the tablet away, the device clattering to the floor. Your grudge shows, Victor. Rebecca's your puppet? Victor's face twitched, mask slipping for a beat. Rebecca, irrelevant, but smart girl, saw your facade first. Elena stepped forward, voice steel. Irrelevant. Her audio is different. Plotting with you. Victor's hand slammed the table, wood cracking. Audio? Bluff. But sweat beaded his brow, eyes darting to exits. Shareholders leaned in, tension coiling. One investor barked. Explain, Lang. Victor waved him off. Distraction, focus. Harrington's past slurs, kill deals. Diversity, tokenism. The room erupted, voices clashing. Alexander pressed. Tokenism? I've diversified boards, funded equality. Victor interrupted, finger stabbing. Lip service. Your college hate speech? Eternal. Elena's chest heaved, memories flashing. Her battles against bigots like him. She grabbed Victor suddenly. Eternal? Like your fraud? We know. Victor wrenched free, shoving her back. Touch me again, and Alexander lunged, fist connecting Victor's jaw with a crack. Don't touch her! Victor staggered, blood trickling lip, roaring. Security! Guards burst in, grappling Alexander, pinning his arms. Elena shoved one aside. Let go! Chaos peaked, chairs toppling, phones recording frenzy. Victor wiped blood, grinned feral. Assault? Perfect. Sue you dry. Marcus entered then, briefcase slamming down. Not so fast. Evidence here. Deep fakes. Plots. Victor's eyes narrowed. Who are you? Marcus stared coldly. The brother who fights your kind in court. Civil rights crusher. Victor laughed. Rights? This is business. Harrington falls, I rise. H signaled guards. Escort them. But Elena blocked the door. Not leaving. You're Thujic? Personal now. Victor's facade cracked further, voice dropping venom. Personal? You invaded my world. Black woman thinking she belongs in tech towers. Elena's slap rang out, palm stinging his cheek. Belong? I built my place. You steal. Guards dragged them out, but Alexander twisted free momentarily, shouting. This isn't over, Lang. Victor's retort echoed. It is for you. Outside, the trio regrouped, breaths ragged. Elena rubbed her hand. He's scared. Saw it. Marcus nodded. Grudge deep. Old rivalry with Dad's company. Alexander punched a wall, skin splitting. He targeted us. Why? Elena's mind raced, connecting dots. Victor's eyes on her, laced with bias. Hate. For me. For us. They piled into the rental car, tires screeching away. Marcus opened his laptop. Dig more, his history, fraud whispers. Alexander drove hard, jaw set. We expose him. Back at the hotel, Elena paced the suite, adrenaline pumping. That shove? He crossed. Alexander bandaged his knuckles. You slapped him good. She smirked faintly, but pain lingered. Victor's words echoing her fears. Marcus hacked files. Look, emails. Victor funded Rebecca's firm secretly. Elena leaned in. Leverage. Alexander's phone buzzed. Board alert. Lang bidding hostile takeover. Fury reignited. Bastard! They plotted counter. Public leaks? No. Deeper probe. Elena grabbed her phone. Call contacts, med school friend in tech forensics. Connection made, voice online. Deep fakes, I trace sources. Data flowed, clues mounting. Victor's Thujic festered in Elena's gut, fueling fire. She confronted Alexander later. His bias mirrors yours once. He gripped her shoulders. Not anymore. You taught me. Kiss brushed, tentative, but she pulled back. Prove in action. Marcus interrupted. Found meeting logs, Victor and Rebecca, pre-wedding. Puzzle pieces snapped. They geared up for infiltration. Disguises ready. Victor's office loomed distant, but closer now. As night fell, Elena stared out the window. resolve sharpening. Enemy revealed, battle lines drawn, deeper secrets beckoning the hunt forward. Break into his server now, or we're dead in the water, Elena hissed, her fingers slamming the laptop keys in the dimly lit LA hotel suite, eyes boring into the screen as code scrolled like blood from a wound. Marcus's hand shot out, gripping her wrist tight. Slow. One wrong move, Victor warns. Alexander paced behind, fists pumping air. He's already hunting. Board leaks say he's filing assault charges. Elena wrenched free, glare cutting. Charges? After his shove? Dig faster. Based on the USB's whispers from their diner meet, the audio tying Rebecca to Victor's fraud, they dove headfirst, no pauses. Marcus plugged in a drive, firewall cracking under his hacks. Accessing LangCorp logs. Look, payments to deepfake artists, dated pre-wedding. Elena's breath caught, chest heaving as pieces locked. Rebecca's envy fused with Victor's corporate war. She grabbed her phone, dialing her tech-savvy med school buddy. Trace these IPs, now! Voice crackled back. On it. Servers in Ukraine. Shady outfit. Data flooded in. Email chains where Victor barked orders. Make the slurs brutal. Hit his interracial facade. Alexander's face twisted, knuckles cracking as he punched the wall. Bastard used my past against us. Elena cut him. Your past fueled it. Focus. They split tasks. Marcus on financial trails, Alexander calling insider contacts, Elena dissecting medical angles, Rebecca's pregnancy claim. Faked ultrasounds traced to a clinic Victor owned. Hours blurred, coffee cups piling like evidence. Elena's eyes burned, but resolve steel. She replayed Victor's boardroom sneer, his bias stabbing deep. Found something, Marcus growled, screen flashing, bank transfers. Victor siphoned Harrington funds years back, embezzlement covered by Dad's death. Alexander froze. My father's crash? No accident? Elena's hand clamped his shoulder. Motive, he killed for control. They chased the thread. Accident reports pulled from old databases, witnesses' names surfacing. One a mechanic, long silenced. Elena texted him anonymously. No Victor Lang? Talk. Reply pinged, meet discreet. Danger. They mobilized, a rental car screeching to a dingy valley warehouse at midnight. The mechanic, grizzled and twitching, opened the door crack. Lang paid me to tamper with brakes. Proof hidden. Elena shoved cash. Hand it. He did. A flash drive with photos, sabotage lines, Victor's signature on payoffs. Alexander snatched it. This nails him. But tires screeched outside. Victor's goons. They bolted, the mechanic yelling. Run! Gunshots cracked the air, bullets pinging metal. Elena dove behind crates, heart slamming ribs. Out back! Marcus kicked a door, then piled into the car. Alexander floored the gas. Pursuit lights flared in the rear view. Lose them! Chase twisted through alleys. Alexander swerving sharply, Elena's nails digging dash. Call cops? Marcus shook his head. Not yet. Evidence first. They ditched the tail at a freeway merge. Breaths ragged. Back at the hotel, drive plugged in. Images confirmed. Brake fluid drained. Victor's prints on tools. Elena's fury boiled. Murder! For greed! Alexander's eyes welled, voice breaking. Dad trusted him. She gripped his hand briefly. We avenge. Next lead, Rebecca's LA studio. They staked out, Elena in disguise. Wig, shades, slipping in as client. Rebecca greeted with plastic smile. Design consult? Elena nodded, probing. Heard you're expanding? Victor funding? Rebecca's eyes flickered with panic. Who sent you? Elena pressed. Truth or exposure? Rebecca lunged for the door, but Elena blocked, arm twisting hers. The pregnancy lie? Deep fake? Spill! Rebecca spat. For survival, your perfect life, stole my spotlight. Confession spilled. Victor approached her months back, promising riches for sabotage. He hates mixed couples, dilutes the elite. Elena's slap rang, cheek reddening. Elite? You're scum! Rebecca shoved back. Run while you can! Elena fled with a stolen phone. Text confirming meetings. Regrouping, Alexander analyzed the phone. Coordinates, his private jet hangar. They infiltrated at dawn, Marcus picking locks. Inside, files strewn, blueprints for Harrington takeover. Elena rifled drawers, finding ledgers, millions laundered through fake charities. Tax fraud, too. Alarms blared suddenly. Victor anticipated. Guards swarmed. Alexander tackled one, fist-crunching nose. Go! Elena grabbed the docks, sprinting. Marcus fired a warning shot from a pilfered gun. Cover! Bullets whizzed, them diving behind planes. Elena's leg grazed, blood welling, but she limped on. Docks clutched. Evidence out! They escaped the narrow car, peeling away. Hospital pit stop, Elena stitching her wound herself. Needle-piercing skin, pain-sharpening focus. No stopping. Alexander watched, guilt etched. Your safety, she cut. Our fight. Leads compounded. Witness statements from ex-employees. Victor's biased rants recorded covertly. One audio. Harrington's black bride? Disgrace? Crush them. Elena's blood boiled. Surgeon's hands steady but mind-raging. They hacked Victor's email. More. Retweets of alt-right posts, donations to supremacist groups. Hate fuels his empire. Marcus compiled a dossier, pages mounting. Deeper dive. Rebecca's history, old Harvard grudge. Failed designs blamed on Elena's affirmative action steals. Elena confronted her via burner call. Admit all, Rebecca hissed. Victor's plan was flawless until you meddled. Click. Hang-up fueled fire. They traced Victor's next move. A secret investor meet. Posing as caterers, they snuck in. Elena planting bugs. Overheard. Harrington crumbles tomorrow. Hostile bid. Alexander whispered. We strike first. Bugs captured confessions. Past crimes, including a buried assault on a minority rival. Clues piled. Forensic ties to deepfake software on Victor's servers, matched to USB codes. Elena's friend confirmed Russian hackers paid via crypto. They followed the money, wallets leading to Victor's offshore accounts. Bust open, slush funds for bribes. Alexander's contact in the FBI whispered tips. Anonymous drop. They packaged evidence, drives, docs, audios, and mailed them securely. But Victor countered. Smear articles hit the press. Thompson unstable, Harrington desperate. Elena's hospital faced audits. He's escalating. She fought back, rallying staff. We endure. Investigation peaked with a midnight raid on Rebecca's home. Elena kicking the door, Alexander covering. Rebecca cowered. Please, Elena grabbed her collar. Full confession, now. Tears streamed, but words flowed. Victor's mastermind, her role for cash, pregnancy prop bought online, signed statement secured. They left her broken, evidence gold. Marcus grinned. Nails shut. But Elena's doubt lingered. Victor's reached deep. As they drove, the phone rang. Unknown. Stop digging or die. Threat hung, but resolve hardened. Clues complete. Truth thundering closer. Confrontation looming fierce. Your father's death was no accident. Victor rigged it for the throne. Marcus growled, slamming the compiled dossier onto the hotel table. Pages scattering like shrapnel as Elena's hands shot out to grab one, eyes widening in shock. Alexander froze mid-pace, face draining blood, fists clenching until nails pierced palms. Rigged? Prove it. Marcus jabbed a finger at the mechanic's photos. Brake lines slashed clean. Victor's handwritten payoff note attached. Here, and this, autopsy buried, coroner bribed, Victor's signature on the hush money. Elena's breath hitched, chest compressing like a vice. The revelation slamming her, not just betrayal, but cold murder woven into corporate greed. Alexander lunged for the files, ripping them open, voice cracking raw. Dad trusted him, partners for decades. Marcus cut him. Trust? Victor envied the empire. Your interracial rise with Elena? Final trigger, tainting the legacy. Elena's jaw locked, teeth grinding as the pieces fused. Victor's boardroom slurs, his shove on her, all rooted in hate deeper than business. Murder for control. And us? Collateral. She flipped pages, frantic. Emails from Victor post-crash. Harrington Sr. gone, now mine. Attached, stock manipulations, funds siphoned pre-death, disguised as loans. Alexander's roar echoed. He killed him! For shares? Marcus nodded grimly. And covered with accident. Witnesses vanished, one dead suspiciously. The truth exploded outward, Elena's mind reeling. Rebecca's role now crystal. Not mere envy, but accessory to homicide's shadow. She grabbed Rebecca's stolen phone, replaying a deleted voicemail. Victor's hiss. The deep fake buries Alexander. Like his old man, silenced. Elena's slap on the table rang. He admits it veiled. Alexander's eyes blazed, tears unshed but fury boiling. We confront, but Marcus blocked. No. Build an ironclad. This audio links to his alt accounts, funding hate groups. Deeper dive. Victor's donations to supremacists, memos ranting. Preserve white tech dominance. Elena's stomach twisted, bile rising. Her skin, her success, Victor's true target. Bias drove it all. Killing to keep pure. They pieced together the timeline. Victor's grievance was born in college rivalries with Harrington Sr., festering into sabotage. Crash night logs, Victor's car near the garage, mechanic's testimony. He watched me cut the lines. Elena's surgeon precision kicked in, cross-referencing autopsy. Undetected poison trace, accelerant for heart failure cover. Alexander punched the wall, plaster crumbling. Heart? Dad's was strong, like Elena fixes daily. The irony stung her, hands trembling, but resolve hardening. We expose. But Rebecca, her confession seals. They dialed her burner, voice trembling on speaker. Victor planned the crash. I knew later, helped hide from my cut. Rebecca's sobs cracked through. He hated your mix, said Elena, dilutes bloodlines. Elena's voice sliced. You enabled murder. Click. Rebecca hung, but the admission gold. Marcus compiled more. Victor's fraud trail, embezzled millions, funneled to offshore, used for bribes post-crash. Crime in past, homicide, theft. Present, our sabotage. Alexander's breath raged. He destroyed families. For power. Elena gripped his arm, nails biting. Like he tried ours. The revelation peaked. A hidden file on the USB, video of Victor post-crash, toasting one down, empire up. Face clear, guilt etched. Shock rippled, Elena rising to pace, adrenaline surging. This changes everything, not just us, federal level. Marcus nodded. RICO potential organized crime. Alexander's determination ignited. We take him down, but fear edged Elena's voice. He's dangerous, threats real. Phone buzzed, Victor's number. Stop, or join your dad. Alexander smashed it against the wall, shards flying. Too late, we know. They fortified, doors locked, backups sent anonymously to the FBI tips. Elena's mind flashed her patience. Lives saved from hidden killers, now mirroring Victor's poison. Truth out, he crumbles. The weight crushed, but fire rose. Elena's damage from the altar now fuel for vengeance. Rebecca's betrayal? Tip of the iceberg. Marcus packed the dossier. Court ready. Alexander pulled Elena close, her body tensing, then yielding slightly. For Dad. For us. She nodded curtly. Justice. As files sealed, the full laid bare. Murder, racism, greed entangle. They stared at the evidence pile. Breaths synced in resolve. But Victor's shadow loomed, retaliation brewing, pulling them toward the ultimate clash. You murdered my father, you biased scum. Admit it before I rip the confession from your throat, Elena snarled, bursting through Victor Lang's penthouse door in Silicon Valley, her fist slamming into his desk as papers flew like shredded lies. Victor spun from his chair, eyes bulging, gun drawn instant from a drawer. Intruder? No. The Black Widow returns. Trespass again, and I end you like Harrington Sr. Elena's body coiled, muscles tensing like springs, charging forward without flinch. "And me? You poisoned him for greed. Evidence here." She thrust the dossier forward, but Victor swatted it away, documents scattering. "Evidence? Forged trash. You're always kind of playing victim." Alexander exploded in behind her, shoulder ramming Victor's arm, gun clattering across the floor. "Touch her. Die." Victor lunged, knee driving into Alexander's gut, doubling him over with a wheeze. "Die? You first, traitor, marrying beneath you." Elena dove for the gun, fingers scraping tile, but Victor's boot stomped her hand, bones crunching in pain. "Beneath? That's your hate speaking, supremacist pig." She twisted free, elbow smashing his nose, blood spraying hot. Victor roared, grabbing her throat, squeezing iron. "Hate? Reality. Interracial filth ruins empires." Air choked from her lungs, vision spotting black, but she kneed his groin hard, him crumpling with a gasp. Marcus charged through the chaos, tackling Victor to the ground, fists pummeling ribs. "Release her!" Victor headbutted Marcus's brow, skin splitting, blood blinding. "Civil rights fool! Your brother's weak for her." Alexander recovered, yanking Victor up by the collar, slamming him against the wall, plaster cracking. "Weak? I see clear now. Your murder, your plots." Victor spat blood. "Plots, survival. Harrington Sr. blocked my rise. Brakes failed. Convenient." Confession slipped, but he twisted free, grabbing a hidden knife, slashing at Alexander's arm, fabric tearing, flesh opening red. "Convenient? You rigged it." Alexander dodged the next thrust, countering with a punch to Victor's jaw, teeth loosening. Elena rose, hand throbbing, but grabbed the gun, aiming steadily. "Stop, or I shoot." Victor laughed maniacally, knife waving. "Shoot? Doctor's oath broken. For him." He lunged at her, blade arcing, but she sidestepped, firing a warning into the ceiling, plaster raining. "Oath? You broke lives." Victor's eyes darted to the door. Rebecca was entering suddenly, face pale. "Victor, they know." He cut her. "Off. Shut up. Handle them." Rebecca hesitated, then grabbed a vase, swinging it at Elena's head. Elena ducked, the vase shattering on the wall, shards cutting her cheek. "Traitor, your envy killed friendships." Rebecca clawed her face, nails raking skin. "Envy? You stole everything. Career, love." The fight escalated, Alexander grappling Victor again, them crashing through a table, wood splintering. "You funded her lies, deep fakes, pregnancy scam." Victor choked him. "Scam? To expose your facade." Marcus wiped blood, joining, pinning Victor's arms. "Facade? Your racism funds hate groups." Victor bit Marcus's hand, freeing himself, knife-stabbing air. "Hate. Purity." Elena shoved Rebecca off, pinning her to the floor, knee on chest. "Purity? You're filth. Accessory to murder." Rebecca gasped. "He forced me. Promised riches." Elena's grip tightened. "Forced? You chose greed over sisterhood." Alarms blared. Security inbound. Victor broke free, grabbing the gun from Elena's distracted hand, aiming at her head. "End this." Click. Safety off. Elena's heart slammed, fear spiking, but her eyes were defiant. "Pull it. Truth out's you." Alexander tackled Victor from the side, them rolling, gun discharging wildly, a bullet grazing Marcus's shoulder, him grunting in pain. "Bastard!" Rebecca scrambled up, fleeing toward the exit. "I'm out!" But Elena tripped her, ankle twisting, crack. "No escape." Victor pinned Alexander, knife to throat. "Surrender, or he bleeds." Elena froze, gun lost in the melee. "Don't." Victor's grin twisted. "Beg, doctor. Your place. Begging." Danger peaked, guards bursting in, tasers drawn. "Freeze!" Victor barked orders. "Arrest them. Intruders." Guards hesitated, recognizing Alexander. "Mr. Harrington?" Elena seized the moment, grabbing dossier remnants, shouting, "He's the killer! Proof!" One guard wavered, but Victor shoved him. "Obey!" A taser was fired, hitting Alexander's leg. causing him to convulse. Elena screamed, "No!" She charged, but the guard restrained her, arms twisting back. Marcus bled out, clutching his shoulder. "Fight on!" Victor rose, knife poised over Alexander. "Game over!" Rebecca whimpered from the floor. "Victor, stop. They have tapes." The room spun with threats, Elena's mind racing. Escape window? But the guards blocked. Victor's boot pressed Alexander's chest. "Confess your weakness, marrying her." Alexander gasped. "Strength in her." Elena wrenched free momentarily, grabbing a shard, stabbing Victor's thigh. "Weakness, your end." He howled, blood gushing, collapsing. Guards piled on her, cuffs clicking. "You're done." Hauled away, Elena locked eyes with Alexander, dragged separately. "Hold on." Victor limped, ordering. "Jail them. Bury evidence." But in the scuffle, Marcus pocketed a phone. Victor's, texts flashing, incriminating. Danger swallowed them, but sparks of hope flickered. Rescue brewing in shadows. "Break free now, or Victor walks forever," Marcus grunted. His shoulder wound, gushing blood as he twisted against the guard's cuffs in the penthouse hallway, eyes locking on Elena's restrained form ahead. The guard's grip tightened, wrenching Marcus's arm back with a pop. "Quiet, lawyer." But Marcus headbutted him rearward, skull-cracking nose, guard staggering. "Elena, run!" She elbowed her captor in the throat, him choking, cuffs loosening. "Alexander!" He surged from the floor, taser burns smoking, tackling his guard, fists hammering face until bones gave. "Got you!" Victor limped forward, knife raised. "Stop them!" But Rebecca, ankle twisted, crawled, blocking his path accidentally. "No more!" Chaos reignited, Elena scooping the scattered dossier pages, stuffing them into her jacket. "Evidence! Secure it!" Guards recovered, one firing G-taser at her, prongs whizzing past her ear. She dove behind a pillar, heart slamming ribs. Marcus ripped free, grabbing Victor's drop phone from my pocket. "This, gold mine." He tossed it to Alexander, who caught mid-stride, bolting toward the stairwell. "Unlock it now!" Victor roared. "My phone!" He slashed at Marcus, blade grazing arm, fresh blood welling. Marcus countered, knee to gut, Victor doubling. "Your end!" They fled downstairs, footsteps thundering, guards pursuing hot. Elena's hand throbbed from the stomp, but she clutched the pages tight. "Alarms! Cops coming!" Alexander fiddled with the phone. Biometric bypassed with Victor's thumbprint memory, forced during melee. Screen lit. Passwords, file unlocking. "Look, confession videos." He played one silent. Victor in the office boasting to the hidden cam. "Harrington Sr.? Brakes cut. Empire mine." Elena's breath caught, fury surging. "Undeniable." Marcus, bleeding trail behind, shoved a fire door. "Roof! Escape!" Rooftop wind whipped, helipad empty. Guards burst out, guns drawn. "Freeze!" Alexander ducked behind vents, scrolling deeper. "More! Emails to hitmen, post-crash cover-ups." Elena joined him, scanning. And Rebecca's cut, wired funds for deepfake. Marcus fired a pilfered taser, hitting a guard who convulsed. "Cover me! Find all!" Victor emerged, face bloodied, knife glinting. "Give it back!" He charged Alexander, tackling him to the gravel, phone skidding. Elena kicked Victor off, boot to ribs, cracking. "Murderer!" Victor rolled, grabbing her leg, pulling down. "Filth! Die like him!" Struggle intensified, Elena's nails raking Victor's eyes, him howling, jubilant temporarily. Alexander snatched the phone, downloading files frantically to the cloud. Uploading, FBI, anonymous. Guards closed, one cuffing Marcus again. "Hands up!" But Alexander punched send, data flying. "Done! Proof out!" Victor rose, vision clearing, lunging knife first. "No!" Marcus broke free, shoving Victor back, and they teetered on the edge. "Fall!" Victor grabbed Marcus's shirt, pulling him toward the void. "With me!" Elena screamed, diving, grabbing Marcus's belt, yanking back. "Hold!" Alexander joined, hauling them in. Victor slipping, but clinging. "You lose!" Guards hesitated, hearing sirens below. Real cops. One muttered. "Boss? Feds?" Victor spat. Shoot them! But loyalty cracked. The guard turned the gun on Victor. Evidence? You're done. Betrayal hit, Victor's face twisting. Traitor! The guard cuffed him instead. Game over. Freed, Elena rifled Victor's pockets. Another drive, hidden. Backup? Plugged into phone. Full ledgers, murder plots detailed, racist manifestos. Final nail. Alexander embraced her, breath ragged. Saved us. Marcus, wound clotting, nodded. Team. Cops swarmed the roof, badges flashing. Hands, wait, Harrington. Alexander's trust phone. Arrest him. Murder. Fraud. Lead cop scanned files, eyes widening. Holy, cuff Lang. Victor thrashed. Lies. But the cop silenced him. Evidence speaks. Downstairs, medics patched them. Elena's hand bandaged, Marcus's shoulder stitched. She leaned on Alexander, exhaustion hitting. We got it all. He kissed her forehead. For Dad, for us. Rebecca, arrested below, confessed more under pressure. Victor planned everything. Hate drove him. Cops nodded. Corroborates. Final evidence compiled. Videos, ledgers, and witnesses unlocked via files. Elena's mind flashed triumphs. Patients saved, now justice. Undeniable proof. As Victor hauled away, snarling threats, the trio stood firm. Court next. But peace edged in. Bonds strengthened. Sirens faded, leaving them with the weight lifted, ready for the public unraveling ahead. Your empire crumbles now, murderer. Face the world with your racist blood on display. Elena bellowed, storming the New York press conference stage, dossier thrust high as flashes erupted like gunfire. Reporters surging forward. Victor, handcuffed between FBI agents at the podium, twisted against restraints, face contorting with rage. Lies! She's fabricating! Black vengeance ploy! But Elena cut him short, slamming the evidence drive onto the table, projectors igniting screens behind. Victor's confession video rolling, his voice booming. Harrington Sr.? Eliminated. Purity preserved. Gasps ripped through the crowd, microphones thrusting. Purity! Your hate killed him. Alexander flanked her, arm bandaged but fist raised, shoving a reporter aside. Play the emails, his orders for deep fakes, targeting our marriage. Screens switched, texts flashing, Victor's words. Destroy the mixed filth. Stock's mine. Shareholders in the front row paled, one standing. Lang, explain. Victor lunged toward the mic, agents yanking back. Set up. Harrington's revenge. Marcus, shoulder slung, stepped up, voice thundering. Revenge? Here's the mechanic's testimony. Brakes cut on your command. Audio played, witness detailing payoffs, Victor's knife threats. Chaos exploded, reporters shouting questions. Murder charges? Elena grabbed the mic. Confirmed. And racism. Donations to hate groups. Manifestos ranting elite bloodlines. Screens cycled proof. Ledgers. Audios of Victor's slurs. Interracial disgrace, his recorded voice sneered. A black journalist rose. Proof undeniable? Elena nodded fiercely. Irrefutable. He shoved me, called me inferior. Now exposed. Victor spat. Inferior truth. Agents muffled him, but damage was done. The stock ticker on the screen plummeted for Langcorp. Rebecca dragged on stage in cuffs, crumpled under lights. He forced me. Envy twisted. Elena whirled on her. Forced? You lied at my altar. Pregnancy scam. Deepfake slurs. Rebecca's tears streamed. For money, Victor promised half the empire. The crowd roared in outrage, cameras zooming. Alexander pressed. Half? After killing Dad? Video looped. Victor toasting post-crash. One obstacle gone. A shareholder bolted up. Arrest him fully. The FBI lead nodded. Charges. Homicide. Fraud. Hate crimes. Victor thrashed wildly. You won't bury me. Connections. But Marcus cut. Connections? Feds have your phone. Hitmen logs, bribes. Phone data projected. Names, dates, amounts. Reporters scribbled frantically with one yelling. Links to supremacists? Elena confirmed. Yes. Funded rallies. Memos against diversity hires, like me. Her voice cracked steel. eyes locking Victor's. Your bias ends here. He charged the agents, elbow flying, but they tasered him, body jerking electric, collapsing. Screens froze on his manifesto. Preserve white dominance. Crush Harrington's taint. Silence fell briefly, then applause thundered. Civil rights activists in the back cheering. Elena's chest heaved, triumph mixing with pain. Justice for Dad. For us. Alexander gripped her hand. And redemption. Marcus addressed the crowd. Lawsuits incoming. Victims compensated. Reporters swarmed. Dr. Thompson, your story? She faced them. From altar betrayal to this, truth prevails over hate. Victor hauled off stage, snarling. You'll pay. But doors slammed, sealing him. Conference peaked, Elena holding the mic. No more silence on bias. Donate to equality funds. Donation pledges flooded in real time. Alexander whispered, We won. She nodded, tears unshed. Together. As lights dimmed, the crowd dispersed, buzzing. The exposure complete. Empires shifted. Truths etched permanently. Revelation echoed beyond. News alerts pinged phones. Headlines screaming, Lang exposed, murder, racism in tech. Elena's phone buzzed. Hospital colleagues, hero. She smiled faintly, resolve unbreakable. Alexander bandaged closely. Our future? She squeezed. Stronger. Marcus packed evidence. Court seals it. The stage emptied, but impact lingered. Justice's blades sharp, carving paths to healing ahead. Rot in prison, you prejudiced killer. Your hate chain snaps today. Elena thundered from the witness stand, her finger jabbing at Victor Lang across the courtroom, eyes blazing as the judge's gavel cracked down. Victor surged against his chains, face purpled with rage. Hate! Justice for elites like me! But the prosecutor cut him short, shoving evidence screens alive. Murder logs, deepfake orders, racist rants projected huge. Silence, defendant. Jury, see the homicide proof. Victor's lawyer leapt. Objection! The judge overruled the instant. Denied. Proceed. Elena gripped the rail, knuckles whitening, recounting the altar lie, the boardroom shove, Victor's slurs slicing her soul. He called me inferior, black taint on his world. Jury shifted, one black woman nodding fiercely. Alexander stood next, voice steel. He murdered Dad. Brakes cut for greed. Files flashed, mechanics photos, payoffs traced. Victor snarled. Lies, forged by weaklings. Prosecutor interrupted. Weak? Your confession video. Tape rolled. Victor boasting, eliminated obstacle, empire pure. Gas ripped air, jury eyes hardening. Rebecca testified, cuffed, tears streaking. I enabled, envy drove me. Victor masterminded. Defense grilled her. Liar for leniency? She shook her head. No, guilt crushes. Elena's glare bored into her. Betrayal fresh but justice sweeter. Marcus closed, shoulder scar visible. Civil rights violated, hate crimes stack high. Exhibits piled, donations to supremacists, emails plotting crush mixed filth. Victor exploded. Filth? Truth. Bailiff restrained him, cuffs biting skin. Deliberation short, jury back fast. Foreman rose. Guilty, all counts. Victor's roar echoed. No, appeal. The judge sentenced swiftly. Life without parole, homicide, fraud, bias enhancements. Gavel slam final. Victor dragged out, spitting curses. You'll pay. Connections. But doors sealed, his empire auctioned, assets seized for victims. Elena exhaled, chest loosening, hugging Alexander tight. Done, he whispered. For Dad. Courtroom cleared, reporters swarming outside. Dr. Thompson, victory? She faced them. Justice, not victory. Hate loses. Stock stabilized, Harrington Tech rising. Rebecca got 20 years, plea reduced, but the chains were heavy. Elena visited her cell later, voice cold. Rot with your envy? Rebecca crumpled. Forgive? Elena turned away. Never. Nuts untied, deepfakes traced, hackers arrested, Victor's goons flipped, testifying to more crimes. FBI raided his hideouts, uncovering buried files, additional assaults on minorities. Sentences cascaded, network dismantled. Elena's hospital cleared audits, and funding surged from exposés. Alexander dissolved partnerships tainted by Victor. Clean slate. Marcus filed class actions, compensations flowing to affected families. Resolution pulsed. Elena's wounds healed, hand scar a faint reminder. She operated again, saving a heart mirroring Dad's failure. Live strong. Alexander watched, pride swelling. All knots resolved. No loose ends, justice ironclad. As courtroom lights dimmed, Elena stepped out, head high, future beckoning, rebuilt and bright. Stand with us against the bias that nearly destroyed everything. Donate now to heal communities like mine. Alexander declared from the Harlem Community Center podium, his voice booming as he unveiled the massive check for $10 million, projectors flashing the new foundation's logo, Harrington Equality Fund. Elena stood beside him, her hands scarred faintly but visible, gripping the mic next. This isn't charity, it's restitution. For every slur, every barrier, the crowd erupted in cheers, black leaders nodding fiercely, cameras capturing the moment. Alexander's arm wound healed, but guilt drove him. My family's past, complicit in systems like Victor's. No more. He detailed the fund. Scholarships for black med students, tech training in underserved areas, and anti-bias workshops in corporations. Starting with Harrington Tech, diverse boards mandatory, Elena added. Clinics expanded, free heart screenings in Harlem, Chicago. Donors pledged instant, phones buzzing, contributions. Alexander faced Elena. For you, your strength inspired this. She squeezed his hand. Our pain bursts change. Marcus moderated Q&A. Questions? A reporter jabbed. Redemption ploy? Alexander cut. Action, not ploy. See the impact. Launch event pulsed. Guests mingling. Former patients Elena saved, shaking Alexander's hand. You fund my son's surgery? One asked. He nodded. And more. Elena toured the center, now renovated with funding money, new labs, classrooms. This mends what Victor broke. Alexander joined, whispering, my errors, youthful slurs, blind privilege, this atones. She met his eyes. Scale matters. Keep proving. Weeks later, Alexander testified in Congress, voice steady. Tech giants harbor bias. My company reforms now. Bills pushed, diversity mandates, hate speech penalties. Lobbyists resisted. Costly, he countered. Hate costs lives, like Dad's. Elena lobbied beside, sharing alter trauma. Deepfakes weaponized racism. Ban them. Lawmakers nodded, votes shifting. The fund grew, and partnerships with civil rights groups were formed. Marcus led the legal arm, suing biased firms. Victor's fall starts the wave. Alexander visited Chicago's South Side, Elena's roots, breaking ground on a clinic. Shovel dug earth, crowd chanting. For my father, warnings heeded late. Elena hugged him. Late, but real. Patients streamed in on opening day. Elena operating, Alexander funding. Free care, no barriers. A mother wept in thanks. Save my girl. His chest swelled, redemption tangible. Global reach, fund chapters in Europe, Africa, tech scholarships for the underrepresented. Alexander keynoted the UN. Bias divides, unity builds. Elena co-spoke. From betrayal to this, heal forward. Media praised billionaire's turnaround, but skeptics jabbed. PR? He responded in the interview. Actions speak. See the lives changed. Personal atonement. Alexander therapied weekly, unpacking privilege. For us, Elena joined sessions, forgiveness deepening. Your change, real. They hosted dinners with diverse guests sharing stories. Listen, learn. Fund-sponsored art. Murals of equality in Harlem. Scale amplified. Corporate matches, billions pledged. Alexander dissolved tainted assets, reinvesting clean. No blood money. Marcus won settlements, funneling funds. Justice cycles hope. Elena's career soared. Keynotes on bias in medicine. Fund empowers healers like me. Alexander supported, stepping back. Your lead. Together they visited Rebecca's prison, her face gaunt. See the Guinom, you're evil. She averted her eyes. Too late. But Elena left a pamphlet. Reform possible. As funds hit milestones, thousands of scholarships, clinics saving lives, Alexander proposed again, a simple ring. Build with me. Elena accepted. Yes, equals. Hope radiated, actions mending vast wounds, legacy shifting from pain to promise. I do, through storms of hate and lies, forever yours. Elena vowed, her voice steady as she slipped the ring onto Alexander's finger in the simple Chicago chapel. Sunlight glinting off the plain gold band, their eyes locking in an unbreakable bond. Alexander pulled her close, kiss sealing promises renewed. Crowd of family and friends erupting in applause. Harlem patients, tech colleagues, civil rights allies forming the new family circle. Marcus clapped his brother's back, scar hidden under the suit. Finally, stronger. Elena's gown flowed simply, no extravagance, just truth. No more altars of deceit. Reception buzzed in the community center Alexander funded, tables laden with soul food from Elena's roots. Toast rang, a saved patient raised a glass. Dr. Thompson mended my heart, you two men worlds. Laughter echoed, Alexander whispering. Our legacy starts. Elena nodded, hand on his. Built on justice. The dance floor spun, them swaying slowly, bodies sinking after trials. Your change, real. He spun her. Your strength, my guide. Months later, Harrington Equality Fund thrived. Clinics bustling, scholarships lifting youth. Elena operated in the new Harlem wing, named after her father. Scalpel. Incision precise, heart repaired, patient waking, grateful. You again, she smiled. Always. Alexander visited, suit traded for volunteer scrubs, assisting intakes. Next, a young black girl dreamed of med school. Fund covers tuition. Tears flowed. Thank you. Marcus won a landmark case, and biased laws were reformed nationwide. For Dad's memory, Alexander testified often, voice firm. Privilege blinded me, now I see. Elena co-authored the book. From Betrayal to Bridge, Overcoming Hate. Signings packed, readers sharing stories. Your altar escape inspired me to leave abuse. She hugged. Strength and truth. Personal growth deepened. Therapy sessions weekly, unpacking scars. Alexander confessed. Slurs haunted. Your forgiveness heals. Elena traced his arm wound. We heal together. Vacations are simple. Chicago walks, Harlem nights. No silicon glamour, he agreed. Just us. Fund expanded globally. African tech hubs, European anti-bias programs. Alexander keynoted abroad. Hate divides, love unites. Elena beside. Actions over words. Donations surged, billions impacting. A Harlem mural unveiled, Elena and Alexander hand in hand, Victor's shadow crushed. The artist bowed. Your story, hope. Rebecca's letter arrived prison-stamped. Regret consumes. Envy poisoned me, Elena replied. Forgive yourself. Change. Rebecca joined a reform program, mentoring inmates. Your mercy. Victor's appeals failed. His life sentence is firm. News clip, him gaunt in a cell. Broken. Elena turned off the TV. Justice served. The new family grew. Elena is pregnant. Ultrasound shows a strong heartbeat. Alexander teared. Our child, world of equality. Nursery painted, fun toys donated. Teach early. Article headline, Billionaire's Redemption, from Scandal to Savior. Alexander shrugged. Not savior, partner. Elena edited. Our journey. Anniversary toast. Marcus raised a glass. To truths unveiled, bonds forged, Elena added. Lesson. Trust shatters easily, but rebuilds stronger. Alexander finished. Gandhi poisons, but love antidotes. Face bias head on, change follows. As the sun set over the Chicago skyline, Elena and Alexander walked hand in hand, the child kicking within. Future bright, he kissed her. With you, unstoppable. Lesson etched. Betrayal tests, but resilience triumphs. Hate erodes, equality endures. Family complete, world mending, hope eternal. In the end, this story reminds us that trust can be shattered by envy and prejudice, but justice, forgiveness, and resilience can rebuild even stronger foundations, turning betrayal into a catalyst for positive change. What are your thoughts on overcoming personal betrayals or fighting bias in your own life? Share your stories and reflections in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. Thank you for watching and joining us on this journey. Stay tuned for more inspiring tales, and we'll see you next time.